I'm a shark, so put me in the deep water where I belong.
Hi, this is Joe Cortez. You're watching ShowBizz, the adult.
Oh, this is Bernard Hopkins, ShowBizz, the adult. I'm out.
Oops! Up off net! Up off net! Won't you believe my neighbor? Won't you believe? Could you please? Believe my neighbor. Hi neighbor. What's up my people? This is ShowBizz the adult. Alright man, look. So, you're about to watch me, as promised, bet 2 rocks on Amanda Nunes defeating Felicia Spencer and Errol the True Spence's interview with Brian Custer. My reaction. Oops! Hey man, look. Let's get to the reaction. First, I want to say this. Shout out to all of my show business partners who reached out to me earlier this week. I had a video where I was just really fed up with a lot of things. Spoke on the riots and George Floyd's situation. Got emotional in that video. So a lot of you reached out to me. So thank you so much, all of you. Russ Van, a regulator. Wanika, DJ for real, just many of you, all of you reached out to me in my DMs, even in my emails, reaching out to me to see how I'm doing. Like I said, I have the best community on YouTube. ShowBizz the coffee, Black 2 Sugars. This weekend I will be going live for the Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer fight. Look, Amanda Nunes, she's just a beast, man. She's just a dog. And guess what I'm going to do? Bet 2 rocks on Amanda Nunes to win. I'm going to do it right now. So make sure you go to busr.com/showbiz so you can place your bets. That's what I'm doing now. Get to the MMA. There you go, Amanda Nunes. Gosh, she's a favorite. all right. So if I bet 2 rocks, I win over $300. All right. So I come up $300. You know what? I am that confident that Amanda Nunes is going to win. Hit bet. It's there now. I'm done now. Amanda Nunes, you gotta win now. Oh, and make sure you go by ShowBizzTheAdult.com to get all your ShowBizz the Adult merch. Now, let's get to the reaction.
Realistically, when you come back, and I know you've said it. Hey, look, I want the big fights as soon as I come back. But realistically, don't you need a tune-up? Just to see where you are.
No,
he's shaking his head no already. Again.
Nah, I don't need a team rock. I don't need no tune-up, nothing.
That Errol Spence is a complete beast. I feel him though. I feel him. He said he doesn't need a tune-up. I feel him.
I'm a shark, so put me in the deep water where I belong.
I'm a shark, so put me in the deep water where I belong. Boy, that sounds like some 300 Leonidas. That boy's a warlord, man. Yeah.
That's where I belong. Don't put me nowhere in the pool.
Oh.
Put me in my natural habitat.
Put me in my natural habitat. I love it. I love it.
Okay. That's why I love you. That's why I love you as a person.
I'm right with you.
Your Dennis Ugas is one guy who's already come out and said, why doesn't Errol Spence ever say my name? Or why doesn't any of the top guys say my name? Your Dennis Ugas, what would you think about him as an opponent?
Ugas is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I think
he's a good fighter. That's an understatement. He's as good as the rest of them. Ugas, he should have gotten a nod against Sean Porter, and that knockdown should have counted. I'm sorry. Against Sean Porter. When you look at knockdowns and what makes a knockdown, he got hit and he hit the ground. Okay, so it should have been counted as a knockdown. Ugas to me is as good as the rest of them, and you can argue that Ugas performed better than Errol the True Spence did against Sean Porter. I mean, really, look, Ugas was outboxing. Sean Porter got busy on a. It's not like he ran away from Sean Porter. I'm just saying. Sean Porter was kind of, he was doing this thing against Errol Spence. You couldn't really make out who was winning. A lot of people felt that Sean Porter was beating Errol the True Spence before the knockdown. Okay, there's many people that think Sean Porter still should have gotten a nod after the knockdown. But Yordenis Ugas, he performed great against Showtime Sean Porter. Yeah, styles make fights, but you got to be great too. Okay, so Yordenis Ugas, I think he deserved the nod. I think he's as good as the rest of them. Excellent fighter. Not a lot of people know him, though, but he's an excellent fighter.
That, that's always extremely focused. He got that Cuban trainer or the Cuban training factor where, he's always training.
I think just give up on regiment. I think.
Look like he's always in shape, but, as far as, big name, he's not a big name. I think that's the only knock to him. He's not Danny Garcia. He's not Pacquiao. He's not Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. I understand that. Errol Spence right now, he shouldn't be taking on Yordenis Ugas. He should be fighting Garcia, definitely Manny Pacquiao. We all know Terrence Bud Crawford. He shouldn't be looking at Yordenis Ugas right now. But there was a time when he should have fought him. I'm telling you that I remember it like yesterday when Yordenis Ugas, they were saying, he was the mandatory for the IBF title. I never forget, he was on the Errol the True Spence undercard, and they were talking about Yordenis Ugas. If he wins, he'll be the mandatory for the IBF, and then it just went away. Okay, so there was a time when Errol the True Spence should have taken on Ugas. As of right now, no, he shouldn't be taking on Ugas right now. He shouldn't be.
That's only knock to him. Once he get there, once he gets behind me, then I'll turn around and we'll fight. But,
I don't think that ever happened.
He's just not a guy that, I'm just going to be calling out the fight.
I don't think that ever happened. Yordenis Ugas would never be there for Errol Spence to fight, because if Errol Spence takes on Danny Garcia, beats him, if he beats Manny Pacquiao or whatever, if he beats Terrence Booker, if he becomes undisputed, I don't even think he's going to reign. I think Errol the True Spence is going to move up to 154 after that. So I don't see, and Yordenis Ugas moved up to 147. I don't see him finding Errol Spence at 154 until later. And really, the big fight that we see in the future is like Errol Spence versus Canelo Alvarez or something like that. So I don't really see him ever getting a chance to fight Ugas. I'm not sure if Ugas will ever be that name. Okay, he kind of reminds me of Lara. Lara was as good, if not better, than everybody else. It's just he wasn't that name. Okay. So, and then, when I think Lara should have gotten a nod against Canelo Alvarez, it was okay to have Canelo Alvarez be victorious that fight. It was a close fight either way. But it was okay because Lara wasn't that, not everybody was checking for Lara. So it was like, but really though, skill-wise and the boxing pugilists and people who love boxing, they knew exactly who Lara was. They know exactly who Ugas is. I'm just not sure if Ugas and Errol Spence will ever get a chance to fight.
Hardcore boxing people know him, but outside of that, nobody know who he is.
One of the things that they've talked about is when boxing comes back is obviously fighting with no fans. What about Errol Spence Jr.? Could you see yourself fighting in a venue with no fans at all?
I could do that.
Word.
I mean, we spar with with no fans.
Word.
Are you now just a pay-per-view fighter,
Uh.
or will we see Errol Spence Jr. on network television? Will we see you on premium cable like Showtime Championship
Good
Boxing in the main
question.
event again?
Good question.
Well, I think my next fight will be pay-per-view again, but I want to fight on Fox because I mean,
Yeah.
Fox give more viewers. I want to get about 6 million views on Fox or something, but I want.
That's Errol the True Spence being smart, okay? That's him being wise. Let me tell you something. The pay-per-view thing, I definitely get that as far as money and stuff like that. But I remember, okay, when Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, those guys was fighting on regular TV. That's how you get to know him. Even Iron Mike Tyson, before he became, the baddest man on the planet and stuff like that. A lot of those fights were on regular TV. That's how you get these casual fans to get to know these fighters. You kind of wonder why boxing isn't the #1 sport in the world. It used to be the #1 sport, okay? Why is it less popular now? That's because you got to go through so much in order to see a good fight. Before, good fights landed on your lap. You were just like, hey, man, who's fighting tonight? Let me check the TV. So he got a great point. Excellent point.
I want everybody to see me fight. When you fight on pay-per-view, it limits you, but, it is more money.
Yeah.
But, I want to fight on Fox where everybody don't see me fight.
What's the more realistic fight?
Here we go.
When if Errol Spence is coming back, let's say October, November.
Makes sense.
What's the more realistic fight? Errol Spence Jr. versus who?
Danny Garcia.
The more realistic probably be Danny Garcia or Pacquiao. So,
well. The thing is, you kind of wonder, why is it more realistic for Manny Pacquiao over Terrence Bud Crawford? You gotta say, the fact that Manny Pacquiao is a PBC fighter, and Terrence Bud Crawford, he said himself that he wouldn't want to be Errol the True Spence first fight back. I think Manny Pacquiao doesn't mind that much. So yeah, I agree that's more realistic than Terrence Bud Crawford.
So that's the more realistic to go because I'm not taking it to them. I already told Al.
Right.
You want to get your feet wet and stuff like that, but I can get my feet wet with the top guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Terrence Crawford. Everybody in the world wants to see you and Terrence Crawford fight. When do you see that fight happening? Is that something more 2021?
Definitely. That's definitely 2021. That's not going to be my next fight.
Well, it can't be 2020. You know what I mean? They're going to fight, his next fight will be in October, November. That doesn't leave much room for another fight, okay? 2021, that makes sense. I don't want to hear no 2022 or anything like that. Plus, he's a growing boy. Okay, so Errol the True Spence doesn't have much time to be in the welterweight division. 2021 makes sense.
Fight. It's definitely 2021. I don't see it going past 2021.
Big facts.
Now, my realistic goals would be Danny Garcia, Pacquiao, then Terrence Crawford. Or Pacquiao, and then Terrence Crawford.
Hold on. Either Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, then Terrence Crawford, or just Manny Pacquiao, then Terrence Crawford. So what that sounds like to me is his next fight is either going to be Danny Swift Garcia or Manny Pacquiao. If it's Manny Pacquiao, then after that he's going for Terrence Crawford. That makes sense to me because you'll be fighting for the WBA belt, assuming that he wins. He'll go ahead and finish up being undisputed by taking on Terrence Crawford for the WBO belt. Makes sense to me. Now, if he takes Danny Swift Garcia because Manny Pacquiao, so now it sounds like it's on Manny Pacquiao. Okay, so Errol the True Spence wants Manny Pacquiao first. That's what he wants. If he can't get Manny Pacquiao, he has to take on Danny Swift Garcia. That makes sense. Because no matter what, he's going to have a fight or two before Terrence Crawford. He wants Manny Pacquiao before Terrence Crawford. Makes sense to me. Why? Manny Pacquiao is the type of fighter the type of legend that you want on your resume. Not just that, he is holding a belt. Not just that, he took it from Keith one time, Thurman. So Manny Pacquiao, if he's fighting on a level where he can beat Keith one time, Thurman, the first fighter to ever do it, then that's a good he's a good opponent for anybody at that point, even right now. But the time is still running out. You can fight Terrence Crawford later to 2021, 2022. Either way, Manny Pacquiao getting that fight seems to be a more receding thing, like it's slipping away a little bit due to his age. You'll know when Manny Pacquiao is going to call it quits. It's really up to him. So I think instead of him fighting for a vacant WBA title, he would rather beat Manny Pacquiao for the WBA title, and he knows, ching ching, what type of money that makes, how big of a fight that is. So yeah, it looks like he wants Manny Pacquiao over anybody right now. If he can't get that right now, he would take on Danny Swift Garcia, then Manny Pacquiao, then Terrence Bud Crawford. I like that.
So I mean, that's my goal. I don't want to leave, 147 without fighting Terrence Crawford.
Facts.
What are the, and you've said this, we've seen the video of you two in the venue together and talk.
Dude, I remember that night.
Even talked on the
I
phone
remember that night
about fighting and saying, hey, look,
I remember that night like yesterday. I was in Canada with a torn knee, and I got a call, actually a text from somebody who was a part of this thing right here. Text me and said, yo, right now, Errol the True Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford are face-to-face in the hallway talking. I knew about that when it was going down. I was in Canada, I tore my patellar tendon. I'm sitting back. I just tore it earlier that night. And this happened early in the morning. It was like 1 a.m. or something like that when they were doing that. I remember that like yesterday. So every time I see this, I'm like, dude, it takes me back to that
conversation night. Like, was it pleasant? Was it just, do you guys know each other fairly well? What was that conversation like?
No, we don't know each other fairly well. It's just, I feel like it's just two real dudes just talking to each other.
Yeah, facts.
He wants to fight, I wants to fight. They're really, I think, we want to fight, but the guys in the suits really, they want to make sense money-wise. They want to make sure everybody get their slice, so they want to make sure that's right before the fight happens. I think that's safe.
Okay, so let's stop. Let's stop with Terrence Bud Crawford is afraid of Errol the True Spence, or Errol the True Spence is afraid of Terrence Bud Crawford. They want to fight each other. Let's just stop. Let's try to think past that. Let's look at the business. Like you said, the guys in the suits, okay? These fighters, they want to fight. Let's stop saying that Errol the True Spence is ducking Terrence Bud Crawford or vice versa. Let's just look at it as the guys in the suits are ducking each other. All right, let's just do that. Unless you just want to be a troll, unless you just want to irritate, then, by all means. If that's what you are, you're a troll, by all means. But anybody with sense knows those guys want to fight each other. It's just up to the guys in the suits. If you want to be a sensible human being, then let's stop. Okay, but if you want to be a troll, by all means,
For the Pacquiao, they didn't fight. The money was so big, they had to fight. So, I mean, everybody want to make sure the money's right and everybody get their fair slice, and then the fight will happen. So, now it'll definitely happen. I mean, it'll definitely happen. It's just a matter of when.
Do you get a laugh when people talk about you and Terrence Crawford and Errol doesn't want that work? Errol, I think, is avoiding him.
A little bit. I get sometimes it kind of.
It pisses him off.
I get agitated.
Yeah.
Just depends on what move I'm in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, man, what is this dude talking about? Or somebody just be talking crazy or reckless.
Yeah. It's almost like the fans speak as if they're going to be in the ring. Oh man, you're doing this. You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that's why I just listen to the source. I listen to the fighters, and I respect the fighters. I don't listen to them and say no, what he really meant and what really. I don't know them. I don't know their situation like that. I just listen to them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I understand that. I mean, that's bizarre. That happens to me. I have people saying that I'm this and I'm that, and I'm not even close to this. That you're so ignorant on who I am as a person. I can only imagine what they go through. You know, that it's just like, hey, man, you really dug. Hey, why did this happen? And what's really going on with that? It's like, bruh, you know, why answer to you? And you have no idea. So I can understand his frustration. Definitely.
I don't watch it at all. But if somebody having like, you know, having a fair, a fair go at me and a fair go at Terrence, you know, I may watch it.
Yeah. So what you should do is watch ShowBizz the dog. In this community, we're fair here. You know what? I'm pretty much done with my reaction. I'm going to say this. Both of those guys, Errol the True Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, are fighters with heart. I respect both of those guys. I respect all fighters. But on top of that, those guys specifically, I don't see anything cowardly about those guys whatsoever. They just haven't fought yet, okay? And you can blame it on whoever you want to blame it, or you can pick a side. But me, I don't understand why you have to. I don't understand why, if you like Terrence Bud Crawford, you must hate Errol the True Spence. I don't know why. Why? I have no idea. Why? What makes Errol the True Spence the guy to hate? Why? Why wouldn't you hate? I mean, you know, if you like Terrence Bud Crawford, do you hate Ivan Redcatch? Like, why? So my whole thing, this is what I'm trying to get to. Why can't you think that both of them are great fighters? Why can't you think they're both amazing? I mean, I don't see anything from Errol the True Spence that doesn't seem like grit and grind. And I don't see anything about Terrence Bud Crawford that doesn't feel like grit and grind. They both are gritty fighters to me. You know, they both are very skillful. If you think one is more skillful than the other, that's fine. You prefer that one, but why hate the other? I see Errol the True Spence fanboys all the time talking about how terrible Terrence Bud Crawford is. Why? Why? And saying that it's facts. He's going to walk through Terrence Bud Crawford. Well, how do you really know? I think it's a fantastic fight. But even if that's the case, why sound so personal about it? Like you're walking through Terrence Bud Crawford. You're not walking through anything. You're just going to watch the fight like the rest of us. You know, so I don't understand why you can't like both of these boys. But I tell you this, they're both fantastic fighters. It seems as though they both want to fight. This is a train wreck that's just going to happen because they both on the same track and they're heading right towards each other. My only question is, what is Terrence Crawford doing now? Terrence Bud Crawford, what is his plan? I know Errol the Truth Spence plan, but everything is laid out for him because all the fighters are like PBC fighters. Danny Swift Garcia, PBC fighter. Manny Pacquiao, PBC fighter. Those things. His next two fight or his next two fights or his next fight are just laid out for him. As far as Terrence Bud Crawford, I don't know what's there for him. You know, I know Kell Brook definitely wants that fight, and it seemed like Showtime Sean Porter now is bringing up Terrence Bud Crawford more and more. So I don't know what Terrence Bud Crawford is going to do next. That's what I'm waiting for. I would love to see that boy in the ring now with one of those guys. I would love to see him with Kell Brook. I mean, he's just a fantastic fighter. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz the dope. You know what, man? Thank you guys again for reaching out. It was fantastic. Don't forget to come by. I will be having a live stream this weekend. Go by there. I'm going to be reminding you guys time and time again throughout this week. I'm out.